Steven Universe and its sequel series, Steven Universe Future, are finally all wrapped up. After years of battling corrupted gems and saving the Earth several times, Steven's story is done. With the show's official end, that means I can update all my videos without having to worry about something new coming out days after the upload. As for today, we will be covering Corrupted Steven, or whatever you wish to call him in this new form. To answer the question, how strong is Corrupted Steven? For starters, let's get a scale for Corrupted Steven's height and weight. Once the Crystal Gems take action in attempting to contain Corrupted Steven, we see Alexandrite jump on his back and wrestle him momentarily before being casually put aside. Using Alexandrite as a scale, Corrupted Steven should stand 216.25 feet tall, or 2,595 inches. Using this in comparison to Teen Steven's height of 5 foot 6 inches and his weight of 145 pounds, we find that Corrupted Steven should weigh 8,813,044.6 pounds, or 4,406.5 tons. That is wild! During Corrupted Steven's limited screen time, we see him run on water. Using an online calculator that will allow us to determine his rain speed, we have to plug in a couple of factors first. For starters, we need his weight, which we just calculated, his foot surface area, the gravity of the planet he is on, how deep his step went into the water, and how long he takes between strides. Looking at the average surface area of someone at the age of 16, like Steven, we get an average area of 252.5 squared centimeters. Multiplying that by 2 to the 5.2971 power, we get a surface area of 9,927.6 squared centimeters. And obviously, Steven is on Earth. We will use the fastest recorded time between strides, 0.2 seconds, as gems are leagues above human athletes. As for the depth of the stride in water, let's say it's about 0.45 meters. With all this in place, we find Corrupted Steven's velocity to be 18,036 meters per second. For reference, when a rocket ship re-enters Earth's atmosphere, it is said to reach speeds of 17,500 miles per hour, or 7,284 meters per second. Not only does that make him 2.13 times faster than re-entry, but it also makes him 52.6 times faster than the speed of sound. Do you recall when a weakened Steven manages to pull the injector out of the ground? As determined in my How Strong Is video all the way back then, that ship should weigh well over 6,540,000 pounds. The average athlete at peak lifting performance can lift twice their weight. As for Steven, dividing the 6,540,000 pounds by Steven's canon weight of 145 pounds, we find a multiplier of 45,105. Hi, this is Honor in post-production. I just want to say, for all those people paying attention, yes, this multiplier did change in this episode. Actually, this Corrupted Steven video was the first one written before Malachite, before Alexandrite, before Obsidian. So the 45,105 multiplier is the correct one, not the 35,105. So, yes, I was wrong. I must have just forgot or something, so that one's on me. But that means those characters and their lifting strengths, their lifting feats, are boosted. I just wanted to pop in instead of leaving it unanswered to any of those people who actually cared. Okay, back to the past version of me. Bye. Applying that to Corrupted Steven's weight, we find that he should be able to lift around an astounding weight of 397,500,000,000 pounds. That translates to 198,756,188.3 tons. For comparison, an average continent weighs 160,000 tons. This means that Corrupted Steven could lift over 1,240 continents. After Corrupted Steven got fed up with being chained down, he breaks free and produces a shockwave that pushes back the water and topples over the diamond mech. As established in the Obsidian video, the mech should weigh 21,800,000,000 pounds. But seeing as the mech is missing its bottom, we will be calculating its feet using half the weight and half the height. The shockwave topples the mech over in a little under a second. Let's use 0.98 seconds here. A full spin will therefore have to be completed in 3.92 seconds. Using the formula for circular velocity, we can find the velocity at which the mech smacked the sand. Assuming the center of gravity is 2/3 of the way up the mech, we will use a radius of 101.73 meters, instead of its half length of 152.6 meters. Plugging that into the equation, we find a circular velocity of 163.06 meters per second. Having the max weight and then translating it to kilograms, we find a mass of 495,454,545.5 kilograms. Inserting these numbers into the equation for kinetic energy, we find a total energy output of 65,500,000,000,000 joules, or 15,750 tons of TNT. Plugging Corrupted Steven's mass and velocity into the kinetic energy equation, we find that Corrupted Steven could ram into you with a whopping 651,558,950,620,218 joules of energy. That equates to 155,726.329 tons of TNT. That would make this attack worth over 7.4 times more powerful than the Fat Man bomb dropped on Nagasaki in World War II. During the height of the war between Homeworld and the Rebellion, Pink Diamond faked her death, which sparked the fury of the Diamond Authority, who then proceeded to, quote, cover the Earth in a corrupting light that corrupts all unprotected gem life forms into monsters, end quote. Now, based on calculations performed by Gallo the Lion from Naruto Forms, link in the description, this blast equates to a terrifying energy output of 1.993 teratons of TNT. Seeing as the blast was performed by all 3 of the diamonds, each diamond must have produced 0.6643 teratons each. Since Steven has the gem of Pink Diamond, we can safely say his power output is equal to that 0.6643 teratons of TNT, or 664.3 gigatons. Many years ago, the Diamond Authority had a geoweapon planted into the core of the planet Earth, so that one day it would take form and destroy the planet as a giant arm thing. The term geoweapon is commonly used for weapons that slowly cause the death of both planet and human life, making the planet uninhabitable. That term doesn't work here, as the cluster sits and waits at the planet's core before breaking out and destroying said planet, not destroying it over time. Corrupted Steven manages to not only wrestle away the might of the cluster by himself, but he also beats it back into its gem form. As a note, and you can put like a black screen or something, Alex. I'll cut the music since I'm editing this, but leave this part in, I guess, or don't. I don't know. It's your call. As a note, all gems are shown being able to take damage without poofing. It's only when a massively powerful attack or one focused strike hits a gem that causes them to revert back to their gem form. In this instance, Corrupted Steven must have beaten the cluster's might by a substantial margin. The power required to destroy planet Earth is a terrifyingly large 53 quadrillion megatons of TNT. That is 22 zeros. It is extremely fair to believe that a cluster could produce the same amount of power, if not more, because they are said to be used on other planets to destroy them, so it's likely that the one on Earth is just as powerful. Scaling to Corrupted Steven, this means his power would be well over 53 quadrillion megatons. That is insane. And Alex, if you could like put some emotional music over top of this real quick, because I'm about to say something off script, so here goes this. Yeah, okay. Thank you all so much for watching. With this video, we are done with the Summer of Steven. For the most part, I covered every remaining character, I guess, except, you know, like Lapis, the Diamonds, Bismuth, Peridot, but was I really going to cover her? No. It's probably going to be a while until I cover Steven Universe again, because you know, for the most part, Bismuth doesn't really have any feats. I covered Lapis's most impressive feat in the Pink Steven video. Peridot, not really a lot to go off there. Amethyst is leagues weaker than Steven. Pearl, also leagues weaker than Steven. I already covered Garnet, although I might do her again sometime next year. But with that in mind, I want to thank you guys so much for all the support over this last 2 months of during the aptly named Summer of Steven. You guys mean the world to me. All your comments and likes and views, it really means a lot. It's good to be back and be consistent, because, you know, if anybody's been, for all those people who've been here for like the last year or two, God knows I was never consistently uploading. If anything, it was like whenever I could. But now that I have just, you know, arguably more time, you know, quarantine happened, so I wasn't at school. I was at work, but, you know, it was easier to get stuff done because work just happens from blank to blank, and then I go home with no work to do then. Plus I got a new computer that helps me edit. Plus I have my friend and editor Alex. Thank you, Alex. Alex, put a picture of yourself in, I guess, like your Instagram over top of this. But yeah, I wanted to thank you guys so much. It means a lot. Starting in August, we are going to be pitching out a couple of new series on the channel. I hope those do well. I'm really excited about them. So just thank you guys so much one last time. And until then, this has been Honor's Place. Thanks for stopping by. Check out the videos on the right, or maybe left, I don't know. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next one.